New Chinese malware attack framework targets Windows, macOS, and Linux systems. October 13, 2022. Ravie Lakshmanan. The previously undocumented command and control C2 framework dubbed Alchemist is likely being used in the wild to target Windows, macOS, and Linux systems. Alchemist C2 has a web interface written in simplified Chinese and can generate a configured payload, establish remote sessions, deploy payload to the remote machines, capture screenshots, perform remote shellcode execution, and run arbitrary commands. Cisco Talos said in a report shared with the Hacker News. Written in GoLang, Alchemist is complemented by a beacon implant called Insekt, which comes with remote access features that can be instrumented by the C2 server. CyberSecurity. The discovery of Alchemist and its assorted family of malware implants comes 3 months after Talos also detailed another self-contained framework known as Manjusaka, which has been touted as the Chinese sibling of Sliver and Cobalt Strike. Even more interestingly, both Manjusaka and Alchemist pack in similar functionalities, despite the differences in the implementation when it comes to the web interfaces. The rise of ready-to-go offensive frameworks such as Manjusaka and Alchemist is an indication of the popularity of post-compromise tools, Talos researchers told the Hacker News. It is likely that due to the high proliferation and detection rates of existing frameworks such as Cobalt Strike and Sliver, threat actors are developing and adopting novel tools such as Alchemist that support multiple functionalities and communication protocols. Alchemist C2 panel further features the ability to generate first-stage payloads, including PowerShell and widget code snippets for Windows and Linux, potentially allowing an attacker to flesh out their infection chains to distribute the Insekt binary. The instructions could then be embedded in a maldoc attached to a phishing email that, when opened, downloads and launches the backdoor on the compromised machine. Although Alchemist has been utilized in a campaign which involved a mix of Insekt and other open-source tools for carrying out post-compromise activities, the threat actor's delivery vehicle remains something of a mystery. The distribution and advertising vector for Alchemist is also unknown. Underground forums, marketplaces, or open-source distribution, such as the case for Manjusaka, Talos said. Since Alchemist is a single-file-based ready-to-go C2 framework, it is difficult to attribute its use to a single actor, such as the authors, apps, or crimeware syndicates. The Trojan, for its part, is equipped with features typically present in backdoors of this kind, enabling the malware to get system information, capture screenshots, run arbitrary commands, and download remote files, among others. Cybersecurity. What's more, the Linux version of Insekt is capable of listing the contents of the .ssh directory, and even adding new SSH keys to the .ssh authorized keys file, to facilitate remote access over SSH. But in a sign that the threat actor behind the operation also has macOS in their sights, Talos said it uncovered a macOS dropper that exploits the Punkit vulnerability, CVE 2021-4034, to achieve privilege escalation. However, this CashApp utility is not installed on macOS by default, meaning the elevation of privileges is not guaranteed, Talos noted. The overlapping functions Manjusaka and Alchemist points to an uptick in the use of all-inclusive C2 frameworks that can be used for remote administration and command and control. A threat actor gaining privileged shell access on a victim's machine is like having a Swiss Army knife, enabling the execution of arbitrary commands or shellcodes in the victim's environment, resulting in significant effects on the target organization, the researchers said. Found this article interesting? Follow THN on Facebook, Twitter and LinkedIn to read more exclusive content we post.